How does a man evaluate a woman when meeting her? In this video, we will discuss how a man determines whether this woman is suitable for him or not. How a man can determine within minutes whether this woman is not the right path for him or if she might be the dream of his life. So now let's talk about how a man reads a woman and chooses a woman for himself for the future. And the first and most important thing is the energy that comes from the woman herself. You have probably noticed people, for example, perhaps even an elderly woman, a little old lady, but she radiates energy, inner happiness, and fulfillment. And there are many people around her, many events happening. She is passionate about many things. And perhaps you have seen very young girls who seem like old women inside, as if empty, uninterested in anything. So this is what inner energy is. The energy that makes the whole world move. The energy that a man pays attention to. So if a woman is beautiful on the inside, meaning she knows how to fill herself with energy. She knows what she loves, and she does what she loves for herself. And she is indeed full, like a vessel overflowing. Then a man will want to be close by. Typically, there are many people around such a woman. Friends, acquaintances, companions. There will always be some men around her who may appear and want to be close. The first thing a man notices is the energy. If you realize right now that energy is not your strong suit, meaning you often feel empty, tired, and as if you have no strength left, as if you have been drained and are empty, then consider. You might be doing wrong in your life. You might be doing something you don't love, and it is draining your energy significantly. Perhaps you haven't indulged yourself in a long time and are unable to feel fulfilled. In order to give, you need to be filled up. So think about what fills you up, what you love. Write down your favorite activity, something that inspires you, on a piece of paper. What inspires you? And nearby you write about what you have done for yourself lately that is uplifting. You will see that if you feel empty, it is quite possible that you haven't done anything for yourself in a long time. Perhaps you are doing something for others or tending to your own wounds, and you are in a constant internal conflict. But this energy is dissipating somewhere, and that is why. It may be the reason why the right man is not by your side. A man sees that a woman is empty, unfulfilled, uninteresting. He doesn't want to engage, and he moves on. The next element that a man pays attention to is appearance. However, this does not mean that a woman, for example, has to be perfect, a beauty with model-like proportions, and so on. No. Once again, appearance is mostly about neatness and grooming. When a woman takes care of herself for pleasure, it means she enjoys doing something for herself, and she does it primarily for herself. For example, she likes having beautiful nails, so she gets a manicure. She likes neat makeup and applies it to feel good about herself. That inner feeling is the most important thing. Feel beautiful, attractive, and well-groomed. This is a very important element. You don't need to fit yourself into any standards. You don't need to be a copy of a million women. It's better to be a standout, better to be incredible, better to be yourself, highlighting your strengths. It's better to be that exclusive, one-of-a-kind individual rather than a copy of a million girls. So, love yourself, take care of yourself, highlight your strengths, and embrace your qualities. And the man who appears beside you will definitely appreciate this. He will see what you see in yourself and what you project into this world. Even if you are very beautiful on the outside, with a great figure, beautiful hair, eyes, and smile, if you are in internal conflict with yourself, constantly feeling like something is missing, not feeling beautiful, finding new complexes within yourself, wanting to change, tweak, or reshape something about yourself over and over again, this insecurity will be sensed by the man next to you, and he will not see your beauty. So, stand in front of the mirror. See what is beautiful about you. Everyone has flaws, but these flaws can always be turned into virtues. After all, they can be the highlight of your image, your appearance. For example, you have beautiful legs, but you may not like, for instance, your waist. You can always choose a wardrobe that will highlight your beautiful legs. And when you look at yourself, for example, at your legs and admire them, think about how truly amazing your legs are, rather than thinking about how you have an unattractive waist. Then the beauty that you see with your own eyes and reflect into this world will be noticed by other people. But as soon as you engage in such internal torment of yourself, it doesn't matter that I have beautiful legs, if my waist is unattractive, or if I have other flaws. And if it weren't for my waist, I might be beautiful. That's it. No one will ever see your beauty. Present your beauty to the world. Show yourself. After all, there is no existing ideal of beauty. There is none. Every person on the planet can project their beauty through the lens of their perception and showcase their beauty. Next, what else does a man pay attention to? It is the message. It is what comes from a woman, what she projects into this world. That is, if a woman has experienced some kind of trauma, a strong trauma, possibly betrayal by a man and a painful breakup, or if there were some painful relationships with her parents and the child was traumatized, that's it. This girl who has grown into a woman will project her internal problems to the man. She projects her resolved internal issues into this world. And a man can actually read this. That is, if, for example, a woman is traumatized by a man at some point, she projects to the world that all men are enemies. And when a man interacts with such a woman, what will he hear? Through her emotions, gestures, and words, he will sense that this woman does not need a man. She maintains distance, meaning she does not want to. She may desire a relationship, but her internal problems convey that she fears relationships and views men as enemies. A man can easily read this, and he will likely avoid such a woman. It is easier for him to build a relationship with a woman who is, for example, open, who may have worked through her traumas, or perhaps she has not been traumatized at all, meaning she approaches the world and men with trust. So if you realize that you have some traumas, for instance, maybe you heard from your mom or grandmother that all men are scoundrels, deceitful, cowards, traitors, and so on, and somewhere in the back of your mind, it is already settled that you cannot trust men. Then you will not encounter worthy men, but rather you will more often meet men who cannot be truly trusted. So think about it. Catch yourself in those thoughts. What do you think about men? Write down these negative beliefs. You saw a man somewhere and immediately thought that he might be some kind of scoundrel, traitor, or deceiver, and so on. Write down how you feel about men. And when you read everything you have written, you will understand all your traumas and realize what you are projecting. The men, and of course, a man with a healthy mindset who is ready for a happy relationship, will not build a relationship with such a woman because she needs to work through her internal issues. So, having discovered your negative beliefs, try to replace them with positive ones. Transform them into positive ones. You don't need to believe in what may have been instilled in your mind at some point. You shouldn't believe that if something didn't work out for your mom and dad, it won't work out for you either. That's just your mom's perspective on men, which she kept confirming to herself. In other words, she believed that, for example, men are traitors. She proved this to herself. What you believe will ultimately happen to you. Therefore, try to replace your negative beliefs and transform them into positive ones. Attempt to uncover your traumas and work on them in some way. If you are unable to work on your own, seek the help of a psychologist who can quickly identify your traumas, bring them to the surface, and help you transform them. And the last thing that a man notices when getting to know a woman is her relationship with her parents. In other words, perhaps you have been communicating for a while, going on several dates, and you constantly share grievances about your parents, saying that your mom is bad, your dad is a scoundrel, that they never understood or accepted you. So, what does the man hear at that moment? Conflict with parents makes a man realize that most likely, the same will happen in your relationships. A lot of grievances towards parents equals a lot of grievances in relationships with men. So, again, if you have any issues with your parents, it is necessary to resolve them inside. To resolve within yourself in order to build happy relationships. How is freedom from the parental script defined? You can calmly speak about both the strengths and weaknesses of your parents. If you can calmly say that my mom is a great cook, for example, a wonderful housekeeper, but that she is not very good at something, and you don't feel any internal turmoil when you talk about your mom or your dad, then everything is fine with you. But if you see that you have many grievances towards your parents, it is necessary to work through them. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to build healthy, happy, strong, love-filled, and joyful relationships. That's all for this video. This was me, Elisa of Vardomska. I hope for your likes and subscriptions. Please write in the comments what you would like to discuss in my new videos. Don't forget to hit the bell icon, and goodbye.